Hey T Squad, it's me Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Raising Kanan Season 3 Episode 2 review. Letting you know right now, Episode 2 was a banger. If this is only Episode 2 and this is the type of content we're getting, hopefully we are in for a phenomenal season of this show. By far the best out of the whole Power franchise. Raising Kanan, the writing, the acting, chef's kiss, top notch. So the episode begins with Neek and Rock in the kitchen at her crib, cupcake and honey, eating ice cream, eating Neapolitan ice cream and stuff. And he trying to figure out, why she won't let him parlay at the crib. They've been messing around now for about a week or so. And she was like, ain't nobody laying up over here except for my son. I don't know what you think this is, young buck, but nah, this ain't what we doing over here. So next thing you know, Rock see a shadow go up past the window, and it's Stefano's men, honey, with ski masks on, holding a blicky, and kidnapped them, put a bag over their head and kidnapped them, child. So they get to this warehouse or whatever, and Stefano is there with his people. He tied them to a chair, and he look at them and was like, you moolies always have good nicknames and this, that, and the third. Moolie is basically the Italian word for the N-word. And he was like, what kind of nickname would you give me? And Nika was like, Little Linguini. And that pissed him off at first. And so he had one of his men punch Neek in the mouth or whatever. But Neek took it like a champ, you know what I'm saying? So he ended up having Neek escorted out while him and Rock have a one-on-one conversation alone. And Rock was like, this ain't how business work. Like, you running down on me, kidnapping me. Like, what is you thinking? So Stefano tells Rock that he needs her to get rid of Sal, which is another boss, I guess, because the other families need to get rid of him. And she was like, well, honey, sugar baby pie, I don't do that no more. I am out the business. I'm a Christian woman, honey. I am a stay-at-home mom now. I am not fooling around with you Italians. So Stefano was like, well, if you don't kill him, we gonna help him kill you. Okay. So Rock was like, if I do it, then me and mines are clear. Like, we don't owe y'all nothing. Y'all gonna leave us alone. And Stefano was like, you got my word. So Rock, for right now, is back into the game. Okay. Then we go to Lou and Marvin at the club. Lou in the club acting a plum fool, drunk, pissy drunk, just doing the most. And he not even peeping that it's some white boys watching they every move, but Marvin peeping it because Marvin, got his head on a swivel. Lou practically clothes burning. Well, not even practically. He was in the club clothes burning one of the chicks. And I'm so sick of Lou always with a light skin or a Hispanic chick. Like, what's going on with this? You don't love yourself? Your mama was black, your sister black, your niece black. What's going on with that? So he literally in there kissing all up on them, basically about to have a threesome in the VIP section. And the waiter come over with more drinks, and he ended up bumping into the waiter and knocking everything over, and then get mad at the waiter saying it was the waiter's fault, trying to fight the dude, just acting a fool. And Marvin was like, you need to chill, okay? You are acting a fool. Mama didn't raise us like this. So he was like, you got the blicky on you? He was like, I told you I ain't doing that no more. He was like, you good for nothing. Like, what are you here for? So Marvin goes to the men's restroom because the white boys keep staring at him. So he go into the restroom. He got his blicky out, hiding it behind a wall. Dudes come in. He thinking they like the feds or something like that, or maybe they're Italians. And dudes trying to cop some blow from him. And he was like, how y'all just gonna assume I sell narcotics? Huh? I could be an alderman for all you know. But he was like, yeah, I do. But next time, don't racially profile me. So the dudes was like, well, we willing to pay $100 a pop for some blow. And he was looking like, I think I got a new business here. So he get a dudes his number and tell them next time they trying to party to call him and to spread the word to his homie. So now he got a new little plug going on. So then we see Juke standing outside Burke's funeral. And I'm so sick of her standing outside people's funerals. Can you go in one time? Like, what is going on? So Howard ends up giving a speech at the funeral, which is just so declassé and just so wrong. Like, you unalive this chick and now you giving a eulogy. Woo, you a bad mama jamma. So after the funeral, the chief tells Howard that if he finds out like any dirt on Burke, let him know immediately because he want to close this case for her family's sake ASAP. Plus, they don't need any more negative press, on them. So if she was in some dirty that she ain't had no business being in, he want to find out about it, did it, and move on. So Howard was like, I'll look out or whatever, not knowing that he's sitting right across from her killer. So after the funeral, Burke daddy is, shaking people's hands or whatever. And Burke's ex-girlfriend come up to him trying to tell him what she knows about Howard. But the father don't want to hear nothing that she got to say because he did not approve of their lesbian relationship and tells the girl that basically my daughter is in the grave because of whatever y'all had going on. So you need to get the F up out my face, lesbot. Okay. And I was like, ooh, daddy, you wrong for that. She trying to help you, but you don't even know it because you don't like lesbians. Ain't you nothing? So Kanan is at the crib with Famous, standing outside waiting on him outside the door, and he keep on seeing these dudes rushing in and out the building. He like, what is going on? So he go up around the corner and see this white guy giving these guys, runs to make. So him and Famous later on is out walking and he see the white dude outside with the guys giving them runs to make. He was like, what is this? He was like, I run a courier service. Y'all want to make some money. So of course that got Kanan's wheels to turning on. This might be a way to sell product and make it look legit. So he asking the dude all type of questions. Dude, like, I'm not about to keep on giving you answers for free. It's either you want to work for me or you don't. So Kanan was like, nah, we good. But then later on, he goes to his apartment and propositioned him to work with him with selling, paraphernalia through his courier service. Dude was like, I'm gonna need time to think about it. And Kanan was like, okay, girl, you ain't the only person around here with a courier service. Don't miss out on this good deal, okay? So Rock tells Marvin to handle the Sal situation. And I was like, she always got somebody else doing her dirty work. Why you can't do it? Marvin done went through enough, child. He just got shot. And mind you, he ain't even limping no more. What's going on with that? So after that, we see Juke applying to be in the army. In the army now. And, they got her going through all this rigmarole to fill out the application. She's like, dude, just sign me up. I need to get up out of New York ASAP. Okay. She trying to get up out of there. I think Burke's unaliving, affected her. Her mama just passed. Like, it's just too much. She's not happy. She's not singing anymore. And it got me to wondering, I wonder when she finds out that Howard was the one that unalived Burke, is she going to be the one to unalive him? And that might be the thing that she did to Kanan that was so unforgivable. Maybe. Just putting it out there. So we then go to Sal's house. Him and his wife are getting prepared for his grandson's christening. And next thing you know, the feds run down on him and tell him that the other bosses are planning to unalive him and offer him protection that he refuses because he ain't going out like no punk. He ain't no snitch. He ain't doing none of that. And so then in another scene, we see Sal reminiscing on, the past with his children and stuff like that while he's talking to his wife. And he just telling her how much he love her and like she's, the one for him, this, that, and the third. And she's like, what's going on? He was like, nothing, I just love you, da-da-da-da. So she was like, look, just promise me that we're not going to miss this christening. Like, we cannot miss it. But he knows that death is around the corner for him. And that scene was really sad. It was really sad and really poignant because he knows what's coming for him and he could get help, but that goes against the code of what the lifestyle that he pledged himself to. So to know that, death is knocking on your door at any moment, and him taking the time to really tell his loved ones how he feel, that was some shit right there. So Juke returns home that night to find Nicole's dad having a beer with Marvin. They chopping it up like it ain't nothing. You know, the daddy left their mama and he out here living his best life. So he tells Juke that the reason he stopped by is because a friend of his that he played golf with was telling him about auditions for this girl group, and he thought that she would be perfect for it. But she was like, I don't sing no more. And Marvin was like, since when? Like, huh? Nah, we ain't doing this. So Marvin is even now, you know, totally behind her singing, want her to pursue this. But she was like, she don't know what she gonna do with her life right now. You know, she's just in a really effed up state. Like, so much has happened to her. She's lost so much in such a short amount of time. She lost Nicole. She lost her mama. She lost Burke. You know what I'm saying? For a minute there, she lost her father. Like, it's just so much going on with Juke. So Neek returns home finally after ripping and running the streets and going over to Rock House, knocking her down. And his baby mama is like, I need to talk to you. I don't feel safe in this house with this man. Mind you, Ronnie outside ironing his pants, probably putting starch on them. And she like, dude, Jerome woke up the other night going downstairs to get some water or whatever and saw him sitting there on the couch, just staring at the TV. He was like, well, he liked to watch his shows at night. She was like, nah, homeboy, the TV wasn't on. He got to get up out of here. And Neek steady making excuses for his brother, saying, you know, it's only temporary. He about to, you know, get him situated, this, that, and the third. Like, he is not listening to that baby mama. And something gonna end up happening with that baby mama. Ronnie gonna end up hurting her, probably end up killing her 9 times out of 10. Raping her, doing something is going to be bad because she's been warning him, and he is not listening and taking heed to what this girl is saying to him. And Neek is going to feel bad for not listening. So then after that, we see Rock pull up on Kanan and surprise him with a new red Benz, trying to, you know, reel him back into the fold. So he drive the car while she in it. They go on a little ride. And he asked her about Burke. And she was like, you know, well, sometimes, you know, your own will unalive your own. Basically saying sometimes the police will do something dirty and get rid of they other, you know, fellow officers. So he already knowing that Howard was the one that did it. So he got an attitude and turned down the car and was like, I get my own car. And he get up out the car and go back into the building. But my thing is, like, and now you getting on my nerves, Kanan, because you sat there complaining about Burke no, and now that they handled it, now you mad because they handled it. Like, now you getting on my nerves. Now you trying it. Like, I would have popped him in his mouth. Like, little nigga, I told you I was gonna handle it. How else you think we was gonna handle it? Now you getting on my nerves now. Like, he trying it. So then we find out that Howard learns about this organized task force that's coming into their territory targeting, you know, the Italians, the mob. So he already knows that this is going to put heat on Rock because, you know, she got ties. This is about to be a whole mess. So Neek visits Stefano, who he now calls Linguini, and they, you know, have a real cool rapport with each other. They rapping and talking business. He pull him in the back and was like, look, I'm trying to get down with you. I'm trying to get back to work. I heard you got this heroin thing going on. I want in. Dude was like, do Rock know? And he was like, you know, me and Rock, that's totally separate. You know, she out the business. I'm worried about me right now. Put me on. Put me in the game, coach. So Stefano was like, you know what? I really like what you're talking about, but you got to get approval for some other people before I can put you on. I'm guessing he talked about the other bosses or whatever. So he was like, sign me up, sir. I talk that talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready, like Freddie. And a part of me likes Stefano, even though he's racist. You know, I like him. It's something about him. I like him. I hope they keep his character around for a minute. So Marvin asks Lou to be the lookout while he handled this situation with Sal. And he was like, no, I don't do it anymore. Leave me alone, especially if you got anything to do with Rock. And slammed the door. And I'm like, Lou, you getting on my nerves now, girl. Like, either man up and do something about your situation or shut up. Like, you really irk. So after that, we see Marvin later on that night end up hopping the fence and almost getting snatched up by a Rottweiler. And he hopped the fence to this parking lot that stores mail trucks. So he steals a mail truck for, this assassination of Sal. Rock meets with Juliana and her brother and tell them she out the game. She done. And Juliana get to speaking that guala guala to her brother, talking about, I don't believe it. I bet you she got another plug. We need to show her who she messing with. And the brother was like, chill. So the brother was like, you got it. If you ever need help, if you ever change your mind, I got you. And the sister looking like, what? So she get to talking more of that, and Rock had to show her real quick, girl, I know everything you saying. Espanol, heifer. So she was like, oh, you know how to speak Spanish? Yeah, heifer, I know exactly what you saying. So Rock leave, and the brother tell her, you need to stop worrying about whether or not she got a new supplier or whatever. You need to worry about the fact that she don't F with you no more, because that could mean your number could be up while you sitting up here thinking you Griselda Blanco or something. Girl, you need to have several, because you are not about that life, because she helped you stop getting beat up by your husband, heifer. So Neek takes Ronnie to the club to kick it, to get him loosened up. They get to the club, Neek walk in, the bouncer stops Ronnie, and because he don't look the part, like he looked like Jeffrey Dahmer. So Neek have to, tell the bouncer like he good, that's he with me or whatever. He just got out the pen, whatever. And the bouncer was like, well, yeah, things is different, Playboy. You better get back, get on point or whatever. And so Ronnie looking like, he talking to me? Oh, okay, girl. Now I get to kill somebody. Like, he is excited. So he in the club, sitting there, literally looking like a serial killer. Neek try to get some girls to, dance on him and stuff. He snaps them, get off me, and it's like, okay, you ain't gotta tell me twice. And so he tell Neek, like, this ain't me. Like, this ain't how I get down. This ain't what I like. And he sees the bouncer, and he got his eyes and his mind set on destroying this man for disrespecting him, because like, you must not know who I am. I'm Ronnie. Okay, I might look like a science teacher, but I'm about that life. So Lou has Juke come over to his crib to work on some music, and she was like, look, the last time we tried this, you plagued me. He was like, you right, I was 100% wrong, I did you wrong, but I got you. She forgives him. They work on music together, and hopefully this time, something pops off for her. Something, obviously we know in the end she does end up becoming a police officer, but I want her to have her little moment to shine. So Burke X then pulls up on the police chief trying to tell him what she know about Howard, but he don't want to hear nothing that she got to say neither. And he tell her like, girl, mind your business, Lois Lane, please leave it alone. Okay. Let Burke rest in peace. But the hef ain't gonna leave it alone. And she gonna end up getting murked. We already know that. Her days are numbered. Then at the end of the episode, it's the day of the christening. Marvin in the mail truck, dressed like a mailman. He got somebody as the lookout, as the driver. He got the blicky ready, the silencer on. He ready. He see all, everybody going into the church. So he had a dude pull around the side of the church. He get out the car and he walked towards the front of the church or whatever. Nobody suspects him because he got on the mailman outfit. So while he's at the mailbox acting like he putting mail in it, that's when Sal and his family come. No, let me go back. Because this part, I really like the way they did it with the camera work. So we see Rock go to get her hair done at the salon while all of this is going on, because she need an alibi for where she was at. So she getting her hair washed, and they got the camera pan down on her face. And we also see the baby getting, blessed with the holy water or whatever. And I like the juxtaposition of how they did that scene. I thought that was dope. So after the christening, Marvin is at the mailbox pretending to put mail in it. Sal and his family come walking out the church doors. He's holding his grandson, whatever. And at first I thought Marvin wasn't going to do it because he got the baby in his hands. But then we see Sal hand over the baby so him and his wife can take pictures in front of the church. And that's when Marvin pulled out the blicky, literally walked in behind that man in broad daylight and pow, shot him in the head. The blood splattered on the wife. She screaming, she hollering. Marvin ended up shooting and unaliving one of his men. The other men shooting at him. He running through the church. He go out through the back. The mail car is waiting out. The mail truck waiting outside. He jump in it and they speed off. And I love the dialogue that they had 50 Cent saying while the scene was going on about how when you pass on, you're not going with nobody else. You're going by yourself. Like, you come in this world alone, you leave this world alone. And I just like the way that they tied everything together. This episode was fantastic. Like the writing, perfection. Everything ties in together. Ain't nothing like over the top and stupid with the writing. I'm loving this season. Loving this season. And we're only on episode 2 and it's lit, okay? Of course, I'm giving this episode an A+. I loved this episode. A+, okay? Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what y'all thought about this episode. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video.